a height limit for multifamily ADUs?
Well, I'll talk about it a little bit. Yes. Okay. We will start in about 1 minute. And actually I have 12:50 right now, so if I can have everyone seated, we're gonna start. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So, you know how they say the energy the sun produces in 90 minutes can power the earth for a full year? I'm gonna give you the real estate version of that. I'm gonna talk about something in 20 minutes that it'll future-proof your asset. You know, across California, there are multiple multifamily properties. There's thousands of them that right now are sitting on something that we call it invisible city. It's an interesting name. Remember that, an invisible city. We want to unlock that. We want to see what that is. You know, those parking spots, empty lots, storages, whatever you name it. Spaces that no one even notices it. Under new California law, they can get converted to 4, 6, and even 8 units. That's the amazing part of the SB 1211 that January 2025 has passed. This will allow you to build in a city in the backyard of your property. So, if I want to talk about this, let me introduce myself at the beginning of this presentation. My name is Hormoz Nazarpour. I'm a director at ADU360. I'm a civil engineer at trade. I have MBA, and me and my team, in the past years, we have worked over 300 ADUs. You name it, across California, design, build, whatever. And this is what we have learned so far. And this is what you need to pay attention. We don't need to acquire additional land. We just need to look into what is already there. For a quick show of hands, let me ask you, how many of you currently own, or if you know someone that owns a multifamily property? Amazing, amazing. So just know that right now, as we speak, developers and owners just like you are taking advantage of this law and quietly multiplying their unit counts by taking advantage of SB 1211. And that's what we wanted to talk about today. That's what we wanted to explore. Let's say if you have a multifamily property that it has 4 units. With SB 1211, you can have additional 4 units. If you have a property that it has 8 units or more, you can add up to 8 units detached ADUs in the back of your property. And when we talk about, 8 units additional, in this scenario, it'll be 16 units. And that's what we mean invisible city. That's what you unlock the potential of the multifamily and the generating income machine in your property. I bet you as investors, all of you want to see some numbers. I want to give you a very good example. Actually, my team is going to pass on these folders to you because there is a current project that we have in the design phase, and I want you to have the sample of the return on investment, which is already printed in those folders. And I want to talk to you about that, what we came of, and what we offered. So this is a project in the city of Maywood that is actually very close by. It has 14 existing units. We offer additional 8 units to be added to this property, additional detached 8 units. And you might think how we're gonna do it, where we're gonna fit it. As you can see, there are some garages here that is, honestly, it was just storages, halfway even filled, not full. I'm gonna say not even by code. The car would not be able to even go through that. So we offered to the owner that you can tear down and build something like this. It's an 8-unit detached. As you can see in this model, we offered even 2-bedroom units with the layout. We went a step forward because ADU360 is not only thinking about you coming to us, we do the design, we do the construction, we get the money and out. No, we think about the future, how you wanted to even rent them out. Because the question will come up, okay, if you get rid of the parkings, then in that case, you know, it'll be not as appealing as it was originally. How do you want to fit all of these people? We came with the solution and we utilized so many other spaces around this property that it can be as a parking spot. Something that, you know, at the very beginning picture, it wasn't even showing. This is the beauty of ADU360. This is the fact that you come to one team under one umbrella, the design team, the engineering team, the construction team, all of it in one house, hand in hand. They will provide you solutions. We will provide you with those solutions, and we will walk you through how you want to do this. It's not only, you know, pictures and this and that. I want to actually quantify this for you. I wanted to show you as an investors and multifamily owners, how, you know, to see the financial impact of this. Let's start with the timeline of the project. Our estimated time of the start of construction is somewhere around January 2026. And because we know what we do, so we expecting of a schedule of scheduled construction time frame of about 10 months. So somewhere around the month 10, the construction will be done, and then the leasing of the units will start. Obviously, at the beginning is not as much, but throughout the time, after the leasing, we call it stabilization of that period, which means that all those 8 units has to start generating income. For the sake of calculation on this scenario, I'm thinking of after 2 years, what would be this exit strategy of the owner? Let's say if they wanted to sell the property. You know, you wanted to invest something, and then you want to keep it, improve it, and thinking of, you know, selling it or refinancing it. But what is the cost of the project? So from our point of view, 1.18 million is right about the construction. Out of that, 80%, 900K is going to be the loan. And again, that's what I'm talking about. We will help you with the financing of that. We have partners, we know people that we will help you with that. So the only thing that the owner brought in, it was that 230K equity in. Keep that number in mind, okay? We're going to come back to that. But where this 1.18 million is spent, the land, 40K. And that's the question, how come the land is 40K? Because you have the land. You don't need additional land. You don't need to buy a land. You already have it. This 40K is only demolition and grading part of it. The major cost of it is hard cost, which is the construction, you know, obviously. And then the soft cost is the permitting fees, this city, that, engineering, so forth. And the carry cost, which is related to the loan and that sort of cost. So we're talking about 1.18 million in overall cost. And remember, only 20% of this was the cash in technically. So as a developer point of view, we also will give you a kind of look at how much money you wanted to infuse in this project and what would be the peak of it. So about like month 5th and 6th, that's the peak of the construction cost of it. Slowly it'll die down to the point that the property is ready to be rented out. At the very beginning, obviously not all 8 units quickly can be filled in, but slowly within the third, second, and the fourth months, we were assuming that this net operating income will be achieved. We have an estimate of 2,300 per unit, somewhere around that price per unit. And if we consider that there's a 6% vacancy here and there, also operating expenses of 30%, it will generate net operating income of 160 to 170K per year. Just reminding you, this is only those 8 units. This is not the 14 units that is generating income. This is just the additional that you built. Moving forward, if we consider the cap rate of assigned on the market is about 5 and 5.5%, within 2 years, if you want to exit this whole strategy and you want to sell it, you're looking at 3.1 million additional value. Again, additional value, not whatever it was in the property, because of those 8 units. And that means the yield on cost of 14%, meaning whatever the net operating income divided by total project cost is about 14%. The cash on cash is about 14.6. In plain English, for every $100,000 that you put in cash, you're taking $14,000 to $15,000 out in your pocket. But the beauty of the whole thing is that this is an equity multiplier by 9 times. Again, 9 times. You just put $235,000 in, and you have a value after 2 years, 3.1 million. These are facts, these are numbers. And you will receive it. Actually, it's all stated, highlighted in the paper that we printed out for you as an example. The internal return rate of return is 219%. Now the question is that how do you want to achieve this and how do you want to do this? You can do this by ADU360. We are here, a full circle team of design, of permitting, of finance, of construction, and even helping you with the managing of that property. A full circle team. So you will come to us, we will sit with you, we will talk about the possibilities, the feasibility of your property, what would work best with you. Because traditionally, probably a late generator will come to you and will say, hey, you have a nice project, let me talk to you about it. They're just a lead company. They will pass on you to a architect company, a designer. And right in there, there's a markup. They gotta charge something, which you lose part of that multiplier. The 9 came to 8 because you lost part of it. Next, you gotta, after design, you gotta find out a contractor or construction company to do it. They don't talk to each other. There will be change orders back and forth between the construction company and the design company. And you can't do anything about it. You're just losing money because of this disconnected circle of people. But when you come to ADU360, and I'm literally saying that because we worked many projects, we gathered a team of experts. We have a zoning expert person, Josh, one of my guys here sitting. We have a guy, we have ladies in our office doing architectural work. They know what is the best design. They studied this. And then the other thing is that it's not only the design, we will design in a way that is cost efficient for you. Because I'm gonna do the construction, so I don't want an unhappy customer at the end of the day. I will be dealing with you from the beginning all the way to the end. So I gotta be careful of what I'm, putting out there and how you deal with me. So at the end, I want you to come to our booth with all of your questions. Speaking of that height question, whatever question that you have, booth 26, ADU360, orange shirts, I'll be there myself with my team to answer your questions of any source related to ADUs, obviously. But come to us, and if you don't have time, just scan this QR code, give us your information, and let's have a conversation. We have a beautiful office, trust me. Stop by our office in Van Nuys, a little bit of drive, but don't worry about it. Come to us, let's have a conversation, and let's see what is the best outcome for your property. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. If you still have any question, I'm here, as well as my team over there. We would be happy to answer all of your questions. Thank you.
So I got a quick question. So you got attached garages. Would you any partial to adding the other 400 feet to the two-car garage and then building some separate, or will you only do separate?
In this law, the 8 has to be a detached.
I thought you could do two of that.
No, you can. That's still a law. So this is amendment to the previous law.
No, but I'm just saying that I thought part of the 8 could be, see right now.
No. All of the 8 has to be detached. All of the 8
So
has.
you give the two that you're allowed now.
You still, on top of the 8, you can have one attached ADU, which again goes back to the cities. Some of the cities even allows 25% of your unit counts to be built. So that's why it's also 1 to 2 attached on the top of
I'm
it.
doing 8 in Indio and 8, like I can do the 2 plus 6 more. The other thing was I have a habit problem with people not conforming legally.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Where are you? I'm Matt. John. Pleasure. Where are you from? Porter Ranch?
Yeah.
You're closer to him. Yeah, close to him. Tustin Ranch. Tustin, okay.
This is a statewide law.
Yeah, I'm also going to be splitting time with Huntington Beach.
There was lawsuits.
So it's kind of interesting that he's saying that Huntington Beach is fighting the ADU law. I'm not surprised.
They won't. They can't beat the state.
Yeah.
No, it's just a matter of that the process will be a little bit more lengthy. You know, you gotta have more of those fights.
All right, thanks.